他一个星期工作几天呢？
一个星期工作7天，早上是从6点半开始上班，上到晚上的12点以后，有的加通宵，有的加到2点、4点。
去都是什么玩具呢？
去的都是迪士尼的狗仔啊，还有公仔。
How hot is the material?
The plastic temperature usually is around 400 degrees Celsius.
So that's why it's also hot in here.
Very hot. The environment is hot, but in the summertime, the temperature of this workshop is higher.
It becomes even hotter when we enter the department where the toy vehicle parts are cast. The air is stifling and it's difficult to breathe. A note posted on a wall warns of our visit, and workers are told to remove any scrap that may block the walkways before our arrival.
You have mostly women workers. How many percent?
Women worker 90%, more than 90% in our factory.
Why?
Because easy to manage. Easy to manage.
We cannot interview workers because it may cause problems for them. Instead, the Hong Kong Christian Industrial Committee, which exposed McDonald's, conducts covert interviews with anonymous workers from a number of factories. In the factories there are dormitories and canteens where almost all migrant workers sleep and eat. The low wages render other options impossible.
Workers should have a choice to stay or eat inside the factories or outside the factories. The different ways should be enough for the workers to stay and live outside. This should be their choice.
The workers live in cramped quarters, often 12 to 20 in a room. The only storage for private possessions is in their beds. Wages have, in principle, remained unchanged for several years, while prices in this region have gone up by several 100%. As a result, workers are forced to live their lives inside the factories. Their wages wouldn't last long outside the factory walls. In some of the factories we visit, the working environment is very poor. Often the noise level is very high and only a few workers have earmuffs. Protective equipment is inadequate or even non-existent. Workers tell us that they burn and cut themselves and their arms are marked with scars.
The most serious problem is that it damages their health very much. Sometimes it's not about the problems of the machine. It's only because they have to work for long hours and they cannot concentrate on their work and they make mistakes and then, they hurt themselves.
What accident can happen?
Sometimes the workers, maybe they are very tired and then they forget, and then when there's a manual operation, the workers maybe accidentally didn't pull away the arms and then the pull suddenly. Yeah, this is the problem.
And then what is the injury?
Injury, hurting the fingers or something like that. Sometimes burn the skin also, maybe due to the very hot plastic materials.
Amongst the most serious accidents that occur are fires. The worst factory fire to date occurred in a toy factory in Thailand. On the 10th of May 1993, hundreds of young workers were trapped in a fire because emergency exits were blocked. Although the factory was several stories high, there were no fire escapes. 188 people died and 469 were injured, most of them young women.
แต่เหตุการณ์ที่ไฟไหม้เนี่ยก็คือไหม้ตอนเย็นที่คนงานจะเลิกงานแล้วเนี่ยแล้วก็เพื่อนที่อยู่ชั้น4เนี่ยพอควันขึ้นมาเยอะๆเพื่อนก็วิ่งเหยียบกันก็รู้สึกว่ามันออกทางประตูไม่ได้แล้วก็เท่าไหร่ก็เลยตัดสินใจว่ามันมองไม่เห็นพื้นแล้วเนี่ยตัดสินใจครั้งสุดท้ายก็คือว่าจะต้องรอดชีวิตก็คือต้องโดดทางหน้าต่างแล้ว
All Asiatic countries feel the tough competition from China. Many Asian manufacturers have already relocated their production there. Because of its enormous population and repressive trade union laws, China can offer companies unbeatable low production costs. Employers in Thailand use the threat of Chinese competition when negotiating wages and working conditions. Thai workers are afraid to demand better wages because of the threat. And in China, employers cannot voice their demands.